now we are wrestling with WWE Monday Night Raw, January 6th, Netflix premiere. There's definitely nothing else ever happened on January 6th. It's only Monday Night Raw, for our history buffs out there. Alright, so I was at this show. It was it wasn't a bad show. I enjoyed what I saw from the matches. The promos were okay, but the matches were pretty good. Some things didn't necessarily make sense, but that's WWE logic for you. Um Came out of it with thinking it was a positive start to, a really massive, you know, thing for WWE. Obviously,
Hmm.
90, they're going to be in 90 countries simultaneously, streaming
Right when we st-
at the same time. So, and I mean, this, for a lot of people, this might be the first time that they ever saw WWE. So that's, a plus as well. So, like I said, leaving the arena positive. The next day, I did not expect as much negativity as I was going to experience. Um, but I'm sure we're going to get into it in a moment. I think either I got lost or Kaliko was lost. I think we lost Kaliko, but we shall see in one moment. This is those Netflix problems that we were talking about. Okay, so I was saying I don't think I was expecting as much negativity that came out of the show the next day. And it wasn't even really for anybody that was, still an active wrestler, but just, things that happened on this show. But
hmm
the show as a whole, how did you feel about it?
it it had a WrestleMania feel, if I'm honest. Now that's just from the crowd standpoint. It felt WrestleMania-esque, if you asked me. Um, me, it's also like the first time that everyone could kind of speak about it real time, other than a PLE, which is crazy to me. And plus, it came on 5 o'clock here on Netflix, so that means my black ass, you know, if I had to watch it, it was be done by 7 and I can go to bed on time. Yeah, worked out for everybody. But to me, the show overall, it came out with a banger. It had everything you needed on it. Uh, the stories, the drama, some changing of the guards. Old guard getting his ass handed to him, literally. So yeah, it had it everything. It had it all.
Well, let's start off with that one moment at the beginning of the show, the cube around the ring um that had Triple H talking off screen or however you want to call it. Um, it it was a nice video package for sure. WWE does those pretty well, and I loved how it they were painting everybody onto the mat. But when Triple H started saying face, heel, shoot, work, I was like, those are words you're not supposed to use, sir. But what say you?
But once again, this is him trying to introduce pro wrestling. Because, like you said, this isn't on a television show in a market. This is globally, and some places, keep in mind, don't even have some places, some countries, they probably couldn't even get to watch wrestling due to the fact that their channel didn't carry it.
Right.
So he's trying to introduce the element of pro wrestling and not the element of sports entertainment.
I just feel like, you know, you don't use, you don't use, like in a movie, like you don't say Darth Vader talking to Luke saying, "Hey, I'm your father," and then, oh well, this is an act break. This is how this scene was shot while they were doing it. You kind of you don't use you don't break the fourth wall on a production, in my opinion. And obviously WWE is a production. It's a show. We all know that. We know these terms. I kind of feel like, you don't show how the sausage is made, especially if it's right off the bat, if it's somebody that doesn't know what it is to begin with. You understand?
While I understand that, and I could get your passivity for this, if it, I get it, but if The Rock didn't come out and do what the fuck he did, I would have seen your whole point.
Well,
I would have ceded your whole point.
I mean, let's talk about The Rock. After he,
Because he cannonballed that bitch. Dead ass.
well, explain.
Because people were more mad about the fact that he bigged up Cody Rhodes and had a drink with Cody Rhodes in another segment when they were supposed to be enemies.
Yes. Well, I
You
mean,
see what I'm saying? So it's kind
that definitely threw me off. But and he was very upbeat, gracious, happy to be there, Rock. Which low key kind of told me he's not wrestling at WrestleMania. If he was actually going to have a match at Mania, he would have set something up or alluded to something during this show. So I mean, um, somebody put it great to me. That wasn't The Rock out there. That was Dwayne Johnson,
of Dwayne
the
Johnson. Yeah,
corporate, the boss, not the final
the
boss, the
boss.
boss.
Exactly. Not the final boss, but the check writer.
Yeah, I kind of feel like
Because
low key we got a better Rock promo on NXT the night after because he was just
he
like in a good
cussing his ass off, and
yeah,
that part
and
because he was cussing his ass off.
he was in a good mood. He was talking about actually pro wrestling rather than business. And we know why The Rock was at NXT. It was because his daughter was there. We all know that.
Well, that, but he also, like we say, NXT is a different audience than WWE, even though they are the same motherfucking company.
Yes. And I mean, kudos to Ethan Page. I mean, he got to be in the only segment uh, with The Rock. I mean, that's a pretty big honor for him. Uh, I mean, only Cody Rhodes got to be in a segment on a show with The Rock the night prior. Um, so I mean, it tells you what people think of Ethan Page right now as well. Um, but like I was saying, there was no substance to The Rock's promo. It was basically, I'm the boss. We're happy to be here. I'm only here because I'm a big name that people know. I have a couple movies on Netflix right now. Go see Red Notice or Red Burn or the one with Ryan Reynolds. There you go. Fuck me.
Yes.
So yeah.
I
Um.
mean, it
Mhm.
it, it worked. It worked.
Now there is one thing I like to bring up when it comes to The Rock at Raw. We were very much under the impression that it was going to be Cody Rhodes versus The Rock at WrestleMania, and that was the main reason why Las Vegas was getting WrestleMania this year, because The Rock ain't going to know Minnesota. But
No, I didn't tell you. I mean, you may thought that.
I
I
thought
knew
that.
they were getting it when they had the press conference there. It's like, oh yeah, it's a Vegas picture. You can bet your
But
the moment they had the press conference, I told you next year it's in Vegas. And now.
yeah, but now that we're not getting The Rock and Cody Rhodes in Las Vegas because it kind of low key seems like it's not going to happen, and this show was a big indicator of that. Um, it kind of makes me feel like Minnesota just got the shaft because The Rock wanted to be on that show, but then changed his mind. But that's just my
Well,
opinion on it.
but Minnesota's not getting Mania.
But they wanted Mania.
Yeah, but they're getting SummerSlam tonight.
I mean, we could both agree SummerSlam's not WrestleMania.
Well, it's gonna be two
That's going to
nights,
like
so it's
the Winter
practically
Olympics rather than the actual Olympics.
well, it's two nights, and they're gonna get double their revenue. The same way that if they had to got the WrestleMania, it would have been two nights. It's the same thing. Um, my thing is that I don't think The Rock is out of it yet because I personally think I wouldn't put it past him if he's in the Royal Rumble. Just me personally, but I think he'll be in the Royal Rumble. He's not out of it yet.
I feel like he would have said or done something on this show to maybe allude to it, but that's just my opinion.
He could, but keep in mind this is if we're comparing it as if it was the first because The Rock saying he was going to be in the Rumble would have overshadowed Cena saying he's going to be in the Royal Rumble.
I don't think The Rock would say that he's in the Royal Rumble. I think The Rock would just put himself in the Royal
Well,
Rumble.
and that's my point. I personally think he's going to put himself in the Royal Rumble. As a matter of fact, I think he's going to put himself in the Royal Rumble, and he is more than likely going to be the runner-up in that Royal Rumble,
Well,
depending. Because I mean,
we'll definitely put a pin in that conversation for another time.
yeah, we'll put a pin in that one. But back to the fourth wall, yeah, the first 45 minutes was big. I mean, the first, well, 25, 30 minutes was breaking the fourth.
Yeah,
And but that's the whole point. I mean, it wasn't because it's, I can't fault WW. I can fault them to a certain extent. I'll fault them for trying to use the slang and maybe the insider terms and it seems whatever. The only reason I kind of also give them the pass to, it's a little bit of both. I give them pass because this is the first time they're doing Netflix. This is the first time you see what I'm saying? This is the first time other than the NFL that there's, other than what, the NFL, the Mike Tyson fight, that this is on. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That a week, but also this is the first weekly syndicated show that's going to be on it. So it's essentially them staking their flag
Right.
as the first. It's like they made the moon, they got on the moon and they're putting the flag in.
Well, the first matchup was the tribal combat between Roman Reigns and Solo Coca-Cola. Um, Pretty good match. No necessarily complaint. It had drama. It had, what it needed to, and it did exactly what it needed to. Um, and I mean, you got that big moment of The Rock pulling um the Red Hot Chili Peppers on Roman. So I mean, that's a cool moment in itself. So um, yeah, I think it did what it was supposed to. What say you?
It it did what it was supposed to, and um, the right it did what it was supposed to. The right person got the dub. Um, Kevin Owens coming out was petty as shit. I was like, man, he really don't like Roman. Uh, um, Cody coming out to get him, it just showed that Cody still got business. That just showed Cody was willing to do what he said he was going to do, which is a SOS. And SOS is serve on sight. He's going to beat the ass the moment he sees Kevin Owens. So that's basically why that happened. Roman getting the win. It's going to be interesting to see where Solo goes from here. And Fatu
And
and
everybody
The
else.
Rock, everybody else, The Rock, coming into play here, giving him the Ula Fala was a kind of crazy moment.
Definitely.
Um, a lot of it was all drama, and we were here for it. I mean, he got the thing back that was stolen from him.
Right.
What's interesting is the fact that when Solo, before all this went down, said to Fatu, if he wins, you have to acknowledge him. So this means Fatu about to get that. He about to get a fucking man. He about to get a dog, boy. He about to get a dog.
I
But
love
we'll see
you,
where it
Roman
goes.
Reigns.
Yes, but it won't hit the same.
Yes, because his heart's always with
It it
Solo.
it won't hit the same. But yeah, it did exactly what it was supposed to do.
Yep. All right. Next segment is John Cena's final Monday Night Raw appearance. Well, it's the kickoff of the farewell tour.
There
Um,
we go.
yeah. So John Cena saying John Cena stuff in a John Cena way. He could be so cheesy and corny, and I wasn't
Sure.
a John Cena fan to begin with, and he's not making it easy to enjoy him going away, if I'm being honest.
Really?
So, I mean, he did what he was supposed to, and that was the setup that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. I mean, it would have been nice if he had interaction with somebody, or, maybe even a match, God forbid, but I understand what the purpose of the segment was, and it did, like we've been saying, it did what it was supposed to do. So,
I
um,
mean, he's gonna win the Royal Rumble now.
ain't everybody says they win the Royal Rumble. Doesn't necessarily
No,
mean it
no,
will
no,
be.
no, 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 no. He's gonna win the Royal Rumble now.
Because he said about the 17-time championships, right?
Do you think that they won't give him a crack at breaking it?
Yes, but to tie Stone Cold's record of 3 Royal Rumble wins, do you think that they give him that?
Yeah,
Unfortunately, yes. I think John Cena doesn't need to win the Royal Rumble. He's John Cena.
but here's the thing: he's either winning the Rumble or he's winning the Chamber.
I
Take
would
your
be
pick.
I would be okay with him winning the chamber. Low key, I could see him being the runner up and having Drew McIntyre claymore his ass out of the ring
Drew
and
McIntyre's not winning the Rumble.
get like massive heat. But I
He
don't
he
see that happening.
he ain't winning the Rumble though.
No, I don't.
See, it's gonna be between. Two people are winning that Rumble.
Yeah.
There's only two people that are for sure gonna win that Rumble,
Hmm.
and it's either Roman or Cena. One of them two winning it. It's literally that close, that clear.
All right. Well, that's definitely a put the pin in moment for now. um, Anything you'd like to say about the promo before we go to the next thing?
I mean, it was a heartfelt promo. I mean, considering that it was weird because my kid, I said John Cena's out. He bust out his ass and went to go listen to every word in his mouth. So he still gets those kids, man. I shit. My kid's like, why is he retiring? And I'm like, because he's been wrestling since I was 20. Like he's only been wrestling since I was like 20 years old, my guy. Like, I can't help you there. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's just 2025 is gonna be interesting for WWE because it's like it's high, but it's also like transitional. It's
Very true.
weird.
Right. Liv Morgan wrestled Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley took the W. Um, I don't think this was the best match that they've had out of all the matches that they had, but the belt's on Rhea again. She overcame the odds. And hopefully this rivalry is over for maybe a hot minute. So,
Oh, it's about to be over because you know who's winning the Rumble.
either Becky or Charlotte.
Yep.
Yeah,
So you know damn well.
yeah. The Liv Morgan revenge tour is officially over.
Although, can we? I mean, superstar of the year in 2024?
Liv Morgan?
Hell yeah.
I low key go for that. Um,
So,
Anything you want to say about the match?
um, I mean, the match went just about as what you thought it would go. I mean, it's Rhea finally getting the redemption, Taker bringing his ass out of there. Um,
Getting a pretty big ovation as well.
yeah, unlike someone else, but but yeah, it went to where it was, and it's funny because I guess Rhea should just keep wrestling in LA. She might as well just tell her I'm only defending my titles and having title matches in Inglewood because she's 2-0 in Inglewood,
Yeah, I
which is
mean, literally the stadium right next door is SoFi.
so fine. So I mean, shit, you just might as well just. uh, I guess that's the closest to Australia or some shit. I mean, I don't know, but
I don't
um,
have a map in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong.
I know, but I'm just, yeah, I'm just, I'm throwing things at the wall, as they say. Um,
I see what you're doing.
but yeah, the right person won. Rhea starts 2025 the way she started 2024. It's just going to be interesting. And there's so many ways that they could go with it because It could be Rhea Charlotte 3, Rhea Becky 2, Rhea Bailey. It opens the floodgates for the potential matchups. Vice Liv, as much as we loved her as champion, her reign was kind of pigeonholed with Rhea, if
Very
that
true.
made sense.
I mean, she only defended it twice, other than Rhea Ripley.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
However, she has the distinction of saying she has more wins over Rhea Ripley in the last year than most had in the last two. So
very true.
she got something out of it.
And Rhea got that really awesome moment where the Undertaker came out for absolutely no reason, um, rode, drove around the ring, and then did the fist pump in the air with Rhea Ripley, speculating some Undertaker dust on Rhea Ripley. Pretty cool moment. Just, I mean, it made no sense or why it happened, but cool moment.
Made no fucking sense at all. But hey,
People were
what
there
do we
for it.
know, right?
And low key, it should have been Roland, not American Badass.
Well, it's Kid Rock. Come on. Yeah.
Huh?
Come on, bro. You knew they were going with Kid Rock. Come on, bro.
No. It, when I think about American Badass, I think Roland. I do not think American Badass.
Everyone thinks Roland, but everyone also knows that like Hogan game. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Then we have.
Don't play yourself, bro.
I can't remember if I don't have it in front of me, but I'm not sure when this segment took place. If it came after the Drew McIntyre match, but I think it might have not. I don't remember. So we're just gonna talk about it now. Hulk Hogan came out to promote real American beer, and the crowd completely lost their shit. While yes, Monday Night Raw may be red, California is very much a blue state, and that was very clear by their reaction to a one Hulk Hogan.
Which is weird because we were talking about this before the show. Taker was doing the same fucking thing, but Taker didn't come out to talk either. He just rolled it.
Yeah,
He he rolled under Rhea's lob like, yo, let's just get this shit out the way. Let's get this photo op and get the fuck on. But a lot of people probably just tired of Hogan's shit. But Taker also didn't go to the Republican National Convention, and yeah.
he
So
didn't do
yeah,
that.
it's a lot of moving parts there.
Yeah, and I mean, if we're going down the line of things that Hulk Hogan did that um, Undertaker did not, he also didn't say the N word. We were primarily in Eaglewood as well.
Yeah, and don't get it twisted. As much as they gentrified Inglewood, just go on the other side of the street of the stadium, and it's all hood, homie. But yeah,
Oh yeah,
don't
there,
don't get it twisted.
there. If you believe that, if anybody out there that's not in California believes that Eaglewood is a gentrified area, literally on the next block away from the Intuit Dome is a crack house. Walking to my car, which was literally across the street from the Intuit Dome, there's literally a bridge that connects it. Um, there was gunfire. That's Eaglewood.
Yeah, don't let that shit fool you,
Yeah, there is no
dude.
gentrification. It is not a redeemable area of Los Angeles.
I mean, yeah, they trying to mop it up, but she,
yeah, there's no mopping up that mess, and we know that.
Hey,
Um,
I,
but it was funny to watch, especially being there to all the people booing Hulk Hogan as badly. The fuck you, get out of here, we hate you. Um, but I just thought it was just something that happened on the show. I did not think that that was going to be the main talking point and the main takeaway from this show, which kind
oh,
of
hell yeah, it was.
it kind of disappoints me because a lot of these guys that are actually there every single week, they put on a legit banger of a show and they didn't get recognition for it. They All we got was "fuck you, Hulk Hogan," when there was a lot of more positivity on the show.
Well, yes, that can be true. Two things can be true at the same time.
But
I mean,
nobody's talking about CM Punk. Nobody's talking about some
yeah,
of
I mean, they were
Roman.
talking about that after ring promo he killed, but I get your point.
Right, nobody's talking about Roman Reigns winning the Ula Fala back, Rhea Ripley winning the title back. It was "fuck you, Hulk Hogan." Not even Hulk Hogan did something on Monday Night Raw. No, it was just "fuck you, Hulk Hogan," and that was the news story, and that's
Well,
really
because he came
disappointing.
out there to, because he came out wrestling. It's weird. We are weird because we'll forgive some shit, but there's some shit where it's no point of no return. In California, and I'm gonna say this. That crowd was not just a California crowd.
That's right. The people that come from all over the world.
New York, Philly, the South. Yeah, no, it wasn't just the Philly crowd. It wasn't just the LA crowd.
True.
So, I mean, it, people may think it's indicative of LA, and to a certain extent, yes, but that crowd was not just an LA crowd.
All right.
But he was the one talking shit, being in the media headlines, getting interviewed for it. And Taker just was like, "Nah, I'm gonna chill in the back."
Yeah. So
Taker
unfortunately,
just chills in the back.
unfortunately, that's that was the big takeaway that all the media covered as well. So I mean, it wasn't just the crowd that picked up on it; it was the media as well. But I think I'm ready to get to the next segment. What say you?
Yeah, because if we get too deep in politics, we might get canceled. Let's just.
Yeah, Jey Uso defeated Drew McIntyre. Um, this was legit a great match. Jey Uso came out with Travis Scott. Travis Scott was
Rolling a blunt in the stadium. How the fuck he gets away with that? Like, I just.
yeah, and low key props to Jey Uso for rejecting it and not taking the hit. Um,
I mean, Travis Scott, first person to roll a blunt in a non-smoking building on live television. Now, this is, I mean, if it wasn't for the fact it was on Netflix, this would be up there with the damn near the NWA segment.
oh well, James Mitchell
They,
smoked the cocaine.
yes, it'd be up there, but due to the fact it was on Netflix,
It's okay.
due to the fact that it's legal in California,
Well, I mean, again, low
and
key.
due to the fact that they just let this nigga just walk through, I'm just saying, I'm befuddled because that was my black ass. I get tackled.
Oh yeah. Um, but yeah, low-key props to Jay Uso for not taking it. Obviously a lot of kids like him, and that's not the right
Oh,
message to send.
he got hella second hand, and I'm gonna tell you right now, there are kids who got their parents smoking weed out here in California. It's about as legal as a headlock.
It's not just. It's not just uh, California, Kaliko. This was seen in 80 of 90 different countries. Well, maybe that's
Okay,
not an okay thing to do.
okay. But rest assured, when they get to California, they can smoke the stickiest of the icky. Hell, Snoop Dogg they see Snoop Dogg rolling blunts. Come on, bro.
Um, I thought the match with Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso was good. Made
Didn't see
sense.
that
It
ending coming though.
did not see the ending coming, which was added to it. Bonus points to them for that. Um, Everything made sense. Everything worked. No complaints on my side. What say you?
Yeah, it all made. I mean, it shocked me that he won. I mean, I'd
Yeah, I
be
did not think he
lying
was gonna win.
because I thought. I mean, to me now, you know what? Never mind. It does make sense because if Jay wins, Roman won, so that means Drew can just go after all of them instead of playing that schizophrenia role. I guess.
Okay.
I mean, because remember he was low key talking to Solo like, "I'll let you handle Roman, and then we'll get to the business once we get there."
Right.
But now, since that's not going to happen, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
And that brings us to the last match, the main event, the thing everybody wanted to see. CM Punk defeated Seth Rollins. Um, Perfect match, fantastic match. I don't think
Great
any
match.
I don't think anybody expected any less from the two best out there doing it right now. So um, great ending. Um, it kind
Great
of put
promo after.
yeah. So I mean, it puts everybody where does Seth go? Where is Punk going? Whose pat is in? Whose pat is clearly in front of them? Whose isn't? And I think it's a good.
Oh, it's still blurred. Me personally, I think it's still blurred.
It's still yeah. But we could see who we're getting places. So we'll see.
Things are things are shifting, but the roads are not in stone.
Yes, 100%. Anything you want to add?
You nailed it on the head. Great match. It was a good match, and it told a story. I still don't think that story's over. Um, Especially the way one, the promo went off the week prior, and two, the way that they looked at each other after the match. Because how many times we seen Punk say we're gonna move on, and nope,
True. Very true.
fight. So I think Punk is going to try to get there, and Seth is going to thwart him because of the simple fact that I'd be damned you win a title on my watch, which causes the heel turn that people are hoping to get.
Well, I mean, I feel like in some people's mind, depending on whose point of view you see, Seth is the heel. He already turned heel.
I don't, me personally, I'm just gonna throw this out there. There are no heels and there are no faces. It's just a matter of who do you believe?
Right.
Who do your eyes tell you to believe? Because as much as people were shitting on Kevin, Kevin was right. Kevin wasn't wrong.
Right.
He was not wrong. As much as people shit on Drew, Drew wasn't wrong and his reasons.
Right. It's just who you believe.
He was justified. Everybody's doing it under a. Here's the thing, and this is what I love about the WWE now. Everything has a hint of justification to where people can actually go, I see it. Yeah, I've been there. Fuck that. Yeah, I believe it too. It doesn't insult your intelligence is what it used to be. Like in the mid teens.
Yeah.
The mid teens, it was insulting our intelligence like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
But now everything has that, even if it's a grain, it's enough of a grain where it points in the back of your mind where you can recall to something and it's like, oh yeah, I've been here 3 years helping you out and you'd go do what? Hell yeah, I'd be mad. I'd be ready to whoop your ass. I've been here this long and you've been fucking me over every time of the way. Yeah, I would be mad and stuff. I've been putting in this work this many times. You leave and you shit on people, and then all of a sudden you come back and try to be lovey-dovey in my face. Hell yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up. See, that's the magic. That's the magic. You tore my show. Even with Liv, Liv wasn't wrong.
She was not.
See what I'm saying? People booing the shit out of Liv, and I'm looking like, that bitch got her shoulder fucked up by her. And she came back and got her a piece. And now everybody booing her. Ain't that about a bitch? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty. Nobody's wrong and everyone's justified in why they're doing it, which feels so refreshing to see because you haven't seen shit like that since like the 80s, 90s wrestling. I mean, man, I'm talking about like golden era shit. So, I mean, there's no face or no heel. It's just who do your eyes and your emotions tell you to believe?
Um.
Because I can bet you your goddamn ass when Cena faces Cody at Mania for the title and Cena gets that L, you can bet your ass Cody gonna be like, I thought y'all loved me.
Hmm. This show as a whole. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
Oh man, emotionally thumbs up. I mean, it was wildly inconsistent. I mean, it's gonna sound like we're homers, right? But it's gonna sound like we're homers. The beginning was very inconsistent. Hogan getting booed out the building was a fucking train wreck. That still didn't change the fact that the drama and the stories that were being laid out was superb. The question is, where does it follow up? And how do they follow up? Because now honestly, this is the first time that the first Raw in the last 2 years actually popped off, which tells me that they are revving up that Mania story.
Yeah.
And it's going to be way more important this year because they're not doing, they're shortening the Road to WrestleMania tour. So
Right.
they really got to make it hit home.
Alright. I also give it a thumbs up. Thought it was a good song. Alright. I think that will conclude our coverage of the first Raw on Netflix in this episode as a whole. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next week as we join us this Tuesday as we interview Emmy Helen. This Wednesday as we interview Nikki Foxley, and join us every Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews. Follow the show at Wrestling with Ebon on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesG993. Where can we find Kaliko?
I am Kaliko. A shout out Stephanie Vicore, Julia, Oba Femi, new champs, new mid contenders, NXT shifting. Also, Big Booty Bailey versus Tiffy time, San Diego. SD and SD. Can't wait.
Alright. For Kaliko Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hulk Hogan got booed like he was a blood walking into some Crip neighborhood. Boy.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.